They've got, I kind of need a new bag, and they've got all these different options to check out. Huh. I think I'll snag one.
One eternity later.
Oh yeah, forgot about you. Hey y'all, Aaron here, helping musicians get better faster, and it finally came. All joking aside, my Glenn Cronkhite bag finally came in, and I'm really excited to open it up. This is the first one that I've purchased from them since Torpedo took over. I have a trombone bag from them. I had a euphonium bag that I lost in the fire. This is the first one I've bought since then, and I know there have been a couple enhancements and some changes and some things. So yeah, let's just get it open and see what we got. So the first thing I don't want to do is accidentally rip anything inside of the case. So be kind of careful here with the knife. It did ship fast. Like once they got it out, it took a while to be made. What I was told is because of the way they do the production line, obviously euphonium bags, for instance, are not necessarily like flying off the shelves. So they wait until it makes sense, and there's certain cuts of the leather work in a certain way to get it out in a timely manner that makes sense. So that's why the wait was as long as it was. I didn't need a bag. Like I wanted a newer bag. The one I had was kind of getting a little old, so I thought it was time. Ooh. So the first thing is wrap like a mummy. So that's really nice that they're protecting it and the shipping that way. The further the wrapping goes, the more the leather is hitting me in the face. Like the dead cow smell is just coming at it. Oh, it looks better than I thought it would. Ooh. And I'll take some B-roll with some better lighting so that you kind of see what it looks like, but I want to make sure that I give you exactly what I ordered. So it's just all it is a chocolate brown leather, and then the straps are black, and the zipper is black, and I think you can also do the lining, which for myself is just a black lining. That's all I got here. I think you can change the lining, especially if you get something else. And then what's this in here? Just a little bag. Oh, cool. So it's just a little pouch. Nothing crazy. But throw a mouthpiece in there or something like that. The one thing I always, and this is almost all euphonium gig bags are kind of this way, is the storage pouch isn't the biggest thing in the world, but if it was, you're going to have a hefty amount of stuff on your back. So getting this with it is kind of nice. The only thing I am noticing right off the rip, and it's not a deal breaker or anything, but there are a couple really, I don't know if y'all see that, if y'all can see it in the camera there, there's a couple really dark scratches, really deep scratches right there already. And for the premium price and the wait time, I mean, how much the premium price and the wait time, I wouldn't think I would get something that had scuffs on it, especially in like the front of the bag. That kind of upsets me. The bag looks really good though. And the really exciting thing that I like is that this hardware is pretty intense. The straps are pretty intense. And the really cool thing is, other than the black parts here, but the buttons and all the little things are gold, which actually matches the euphonium really well. The new gold euphonium. And normally, I don't have the bag that I normally put. I normally do the anti-tarnish bag, even though it's gold. But let's try to get the euphonium in there. So other than the couple of scratches that I have here on the front, which again aren't a deal breaker, it's just disappointing. I mean, they're gonna happen anyway eventually, but it is brand new and it is a premium price of a bag. So you would think it would come back. It would come, you know, without anything like that. But otherwise, it looks good. It feels good. Everything is kind of how I think it should be. All the straps and everything seem pretty solid. So what I'm going to do is I've got a couple trips I got to take with this thing this week. I'm going to give it a week and get back to you if I have any prolonged thoughts and finish the review on this thing. So I'll see you in 7 days. Let's talk about this thing. All right, I'm not gonna hold it up in frame the entire time, so there it goes. There's my trombone one, by the way. So I've had the bag now for a little over 2 weeks now, and what I wanna do first is I wanna give what the website tells you its features are before I dig into my hands-on experience with it. And I'm just reading straight from their website, which will be linked down below, so if you wanna check out this list of things, it's available to you. They say that they use a genuine leather or cordura fabric. I'm always gonna mess that word up, I'm sorry. That has been known, as they say, to last for decades. Uses a huge number 10 YKK main zipper, and I will attest to that. The zippers are quite large. Solid brass rivets and polyester threads for longevity. And what they're talking about is what your strap connects to whenever there's any sort of like metal that's connecting to the bag. And then the straps, the thing that you put on your back here, those are 2 inches wide, and yeah, that seems about right. And it's a really thick material to, I would say, kind of like a seatbelt material, if that makes sense, but a little more ridged, a little bit thicker than just that. They say that the bag itself is supposed to be 5 pounds. I don't know if that changes, though, between if you get the fabric or the leather. I would assume so, though. But what they list, they only list 1 5-pound listing. But the bag, when you go into their website and you go to find euphonium bags, it is meant for everything except for, I think, the Miraphone. Yeah, the Miraphone 50/50. You're not going to be able to fit that in here. I've got a 12-inch bell, and it fits really snug into this thing. They say in the design, it can fit 1 euphonium bell up, 12.25 inch bell, and up to 27 inches long, which my instrument feels really snug, and I've got a slightly smaller bell. I have no idea how long my euphonium is, but it fits in here just fine. And from what I've known from other people who have these bags with different brands of euphoniums, like they said, other than the Ambassador, I think is what the 50/50 is, but other than the Miraphone, you should be able to put your horn in there. But they do sell a separate model for the Miraphone. And the price range for the regular bag, what they have listed on their website, is $440 to $664, depending on the various options that you pick. You can also do 2 different tones of leather if you want to do that. So like you can have, there's pictures on the website, just check it out. There's various different things you can do. I went with one solid, just chocolate brown leather for mine, and then black for everything else, just because it's gonna match just about anything I'm either ever gonna wear, or the bags that I'm wearing and stuff like that. I only ever wear a brown bag, and if I ever replace it, it's probably gonna be brown or black, so this is gonna fit that. But in terms of what they list, that's pretty much it. That's what I'm reading off of here. So let's talk a little bit about my experience with the bag over the past couple of weeks. So right off the rip, when the first time you go to put your instrument inside of the bag, you're going to notice that it is tight. Now, I didn't notice this with this, but I have had a leather one of these bags before. The fire I had took it out. It was working really well. I didn't replace it for anything. It literally just does not exist anymore. I do remember initially feeling like it was tight, and I don't know if I just got used to putting the instrument in there or if the leather just needs to like open up a little bit. But I did feel like that tightness over time either stopped becoming a concern or I just got used to it. I just remember it not being a thing, but I do think that every single time I've put a euphonium in one of these bags, one of these Cronkhite bags, I've had that like, oh, is this like too tight for my horn? Like I've had that little bit of like but it's not. It works great. I will say I do like to use the like non-tarnished bags that a lot of the instruments come with. I do like to put that on my horn, mostly to stop it from getting like silly little scratches on a zipper. And that's not the gig bag's fault. The zipper is placed in a very good spot. The foam goes underneath, so you have the zipper and then the foam sits there. I just, it saves from like little teeny scratches. And I do think there's a little bit of an anti-tarnish thing to it with the silver horns and living in the state of Florida. Because it's so tight, it still fits in there, but I don't think I'm going to use it anymore just because it gets in and out of there a little bit easier. You can still use it, it's just, it becomes a little bit more snug. I actually might just use it for like flights and parts where I feel like my brain needs the instrument to have a little bit more protection. But other than that, I have not adjusted the straps at all and it fit perfectly on my back, and I'm like 5'8" in a normal set of pounds, I don't know. But like, I'm not a very big person, but it does adjust. You can adjust them. Everything looks really good. Everything feels and acts the way you think it should. It's very evident that there's a high quality of like stitching. And it is very evident that this bag will not break down. It will, take some scratches over time or whatever to the aesthetics of it, but some would argue that's character. But in terms of like that, this thing is not ripping, or I don't know what you could possibly be doing to make it rip. And in terms of features that, the website doesn't necessarily say, but if you're looking for things that other competing bag companies, like the guard bag that I just replaced, that bag was doing really well, and it has this like anti-touch system. So there's like these foam inserts that sit one way, and then there's like a little cone that the bell can go into, and you can take them out and move them around and stuff like that. There's nothing like that in this bag. It is just the layer of foam all around the case, and your horn goes in it. There's nothing like that. Some people like the simplicity of that. Some people want some more things like that. So that is something to consider. If you're looking for more protection for the bell and you already have one of those like practice mutes that go inside of the bell, a lot of people swear that like when they go flying and stuff like that, that they feel like it does add some added protection. I don't know, but I'm just putting that out there for you. But in terms of anything inside this case, not there. So in terms of storage that's not for your instrument, there is a pouch on the side of the bag. It is not very large. It can hold your mouthpiece, a polished cloth, and like a little bit more. You're not putting your method books in there. You're not, like some other bags, you do not have that sort of storage there, which I think leads me to what I think the niche that this bag goes for, which I'll get into in a little bit. However, it does come with, and they didn't used to, or this is a new thing, I'm not sure, but it does come with this little unsung hero of the entire package. This thing is awesome. So I put my Lafrique plates in here and like valve oils and stuff like that, but it's just a little padded pouch. You could probably put your mouthpiece in there if you don't have a mouthpiece pouch. It goes right in there. It was in there when I got it. I did not expect this thing. It's like a little, I don't know, it's like a really nice pencil pouch is the best way to put it. But this is something that I've never had with a case, and now that I have it, I never not wanted it. Like it's so silly, but this little thing is great. Honestly, I think they could sell these things separately and just put a little bit of their branding on it and it would probably sell. Just an idea. So I've had 3 different brands of gig bags in my entire euphonium life. And the only one that I've ever ding like the bell or anything like that with, that I think was just a lack of protection on the bag, was the very first one I owned. And I had it, just walking on the side, and then when I went to go put it down, the floor was further away from me than I thought it was, essentially, and I just dropped it and it dinged the bell a little bit. Other than that, I never had a problem with the guard bag. It never had a problem with that. I do think that like no touch technology, whatever they want to call it, I do think that works, though I do think it fits the instrument weird. With this bag, though, it is so snug, and the way that the foam that goes around the euphonium is, and the trombone. This works for the trombone bag too. I don't feel like anything is really gonna hurt it. I almost feel like I probably not, but I almost feel like I could shut my trunk on the thing and it's gonna be okay. That's probably a lie, but I do feel comfy with it. Like I don't feel like I have to be with the guard bag. I did feel like the leather was a little bit thin and the padding around it without the extra system was, a little bit suspicious. And I did feel like with the ProTech, the lining kind of wore out over time. This thing hasn't worn out. I've had this bag for a couple years, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same with this one. But all that being said, the horn is secure. It does not feel like it's going anywhere. And then also, it doesn't feel like there's anything that I could do in a day-to-day that's going to ding it by accident, if that makes sense. I'm not going to put it down too rough. Outside of like dropping it, I think we're fine. It's obviously not quite as protective as like a hard case, but from every gig bag I've had of the few brands that I've worked through, this one seems to have been the best so far. Now, really quick, let's address, the problem on the opening, right? The scratches that came with the bag. I've kind of made my peace with them. They're there. They're going to, and scratches were going to happen. I have reached out to the company. They have not. I've reached out to them on Facebook and Instagram. Now, I tagged them in an Instagram story, and then I left a review on Facebook. And I left a positive review. I just said, this is something that happened, and I provided some footage. I also emailed, but the email was very recent, so they have not gotten back to me yet. If there is any update on that or what happened with that, check in the comments. I'll probably update editing Aaron here about 4 or 5 months into the future from when that guy's talking. Yeah, it took me a really long time to get this video out to you. This is March right now, and I think I was filming that in like November or something like that. So my bad, things got a little bit busy. But that being said, I wanted to update you on what happened with the company and them reaching out to me. Essentially, the day that I was filming that video, they actually re-emailed me back. They reached out to me. They said that they were sorry about it and that they were going to do something, either work with me on getting a discount on another bag, like if I wanted to get a tuba bag or something like that. That was on the table. I said, yes, this is what I'd like to do. Just let me know, reach out back out to me. And then I haven't heard back from them. And that was when that happened. So we're, a few months since, and I haven't heard back. So they haven't done anything to rectify the situation. The bag's still great. I still highly recommend the bag. The lighter leathers do seem to scratch pretty easy. That's what I've noticed. With black bags, you don't seem to see that so much often, but with my lighter brown, I mean, my keys just are in the general vicinity of the bag and it will scratch it. Now, there are a lot of scratches, so it's not hard to do. So it could have happened in shipping pretty easy, the scratches that you saw, and now there are even more. So if you're going to buy this bag, I highly suggest maybe considering a darker leather or a black leather, because the browns do seem to scratch a little bit. I don't know if I'm ever going to see anything happen with it, it's fine. I mean, I like the bag, and it is what it is on the customer service side of things. I still highly recommend it. I really am still happy with my purchase. I think it looks great. The scratches are disappointing, and it is something to think about moving forward. But let's throw it back to past me and get this thing out to you finally. Transparency, I feel comfortable telling you what I got. So my gig bag is a leather chocolate brown leather. I only got one color, so it's black interior, black everything else, and then just the chocolate brown. So I only did the one. It was $664, so it was as high as they say it can go. And then a $50 shipping plus some tax. So, or actually, no tax. So with shipping and everything, I ended up paying $714 for the bag. So yeah, in my experience, it's traveled really well. There's some silly things with it that you got to worry about, like your whole office smelling like leather, and my whole office has smelled like dead cow since it came in here. Since you watched me unbox it, it smells like leather. And then the other thing is, because the leather is so nice and new, when I try to put the euphonium into its bag on like carpet, it just slides. And so I have to like put my foot in front of it to hold it. But it does really well. It really does. And I think if you purchase it, you're going to be extremely happy with it as long as you're willing to do the weight and spend that money. If you just know that ahead of time, I think no matter what you do, you're going to be happy with it. Last thing about the weight, I do know that there are some stores that have certain ones in stock, and if you do that, you can just go and get it and get it out. But then you're limited on like what your options are going to be in terms of like the colors and stuff like that. So if you get exactly what you want if you want to wait, which is what I did. But just something to keep in mind. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you all find it to be worth it? Of course, I'm going to have links and all that stuff down below. But I'm happy with my purchase. I've gotten compliments everywhere I've gone with the dang thing. Everybody goes, oh man, your bag's really nice. So it's not like they're going to say my hair's nice. So at least I'm getting compliments for something. So it's been fun. So let me know what y'all think. If you have one of these bags, what has your experience been? I'd be really interested to know. But otherwise, y'all, my name's Aaron, helping y'all get better, faster, and we'll see you next time. Have a good one.